Hi, I'm architect Monica Khosla Bhargav, and I run an architecture and interior design practice by the name of Khum Consultants. Today, I'm going to be sharing a project which was extremely challenging and at the same time very gratifying, St. Peter's Church, Kolkata. Before we get into the video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. My channel is a platform for videos on architecture and interior design, including reactions, sustainable architecture, design explanations, and the do's and don'ts of interior design. If this is something that you're into, then show your support, and you can even follow me on Instagram. Now, on to St. Peter's Church. The site is located within the premises of the Oxford Mission on the main Diamond Harbour Road, approximately 400 meters south of Behala Chaurasta. The overhead metro line is under construction on the road. As you enter the mission, there is the Douglas Ground, made famous by Sourav Ganguly as he grew up playing cricket here, and beyond the lawn is the site for the church. This internal road turns to the south entrance of the church compound. There is a north entrance from Biren Roy Road on the side, so the church is literally accessible from all sides. There is an interesting story as to how this project happened. My daughter told me that Niladri sir had asked for my number. Sure enough, I got a call from Niladri Sinha of St. Xavier's College asking if I could help his church in Behala with some work. I imagined that it would be some minor renovation project. Reverend Sebastian and the church secretary Shubhabroto Das came to my office with pictures of the church, a shed created in 1947 for a small congregation of 100 people. The congregation had now grown to 800 and the shed was crumbling apart. A visit to the site revealed that restoration was not feasible. They were keen on a new building and already had a drawing of a new shed, which they didn't want at all. Although it fit their size and budget requirements, they were not happy. The budget for a church project is determined by the donation collected by its congregation. If the congregation collects 10 lakhs, the diocese can assist them with 30 lakhs more. And this budget of 40 lakhs is all what they had for their proposed church, an area of 3,600 square feet in the final plan. The building was conceived in three parts: the entrance vestibule, which also housed the vestry and the baptismal font, the main congregational area, and the altar with a lectern and a sound transept for the choir. Now these three parts, they were also reflected in the form of the building, which was designed as a series of slopes. These progressively rose from the west to the east. The east end, it culminated in a large glass cross on the gable end to backlight the original crucifix at the altar. This was done to get the morning rays into the church, which was possible only because the east was totally open, being occupied by the Douglas Ground and the wide expanse of Diamond Harbour Road. Now, another reason for creating this angular roof structure was that these slopes, they would be visible from the overhead rail line in the future. And in this design of a contemporary church building, we replaced the original bell tower with a niche in the gable wall so that it could house an electric bell. Now, the real challenge was to meet their aspirations within their budget. A steel structure was designed with a narrow skylight at the ridge of the roof. The height, span, and budget, they could only be met with steel and GI sheeting. Fly ash bricks, they were used as a sustainable option to build the walls at the eave ends of the structure. The gable ends, they were created with aluminium frame and glass structures to achieve the height at a minimal load and cost. Natural lighting inside the church was controlled by the narrow skylight, which ran along the length of the nave and culminated in the glass cross at the altar. Now, southern breeze is vital to the flow of ventilation in Kolkata. The narrow long windows on the north and south walls were designed to facilitate the breeze flowing through the space and provide relief from the constant humidity. Since we were working with GI sheets on the roof, we were worried about the internal temperature in summer. We planned for a secondary roof with bamboo below the GI roof with a tiny slit along the length so as to create an air channel of hot air rising up and going out through the air gap and the vents provided on the E-vents, which would then naturally cool the church. This secondary roof is yet to be built due to lack of funds. The flooring was designed in IPS cement finish, but it was later completed in tiles and marble as funds came in. The church also received an antique lectern and a baptismal font from the CNI. The entire process of building the church was extremely challenging, but when the building inaugurated on 6 December 2019, it was extremely satisfying to see that the image of the facade was on all the invites, the hymn books, the mementos, gifts, and even the cake. My learning from this project is that the church is not just a building. It is the collective faith and aspirations of its congregation. And if you think that I rose to the challenge, then do remember to like and leave your comments below. Thank you.